For those who aren't aware, in the series finale of Lower Decks, when inhabitants of the Prime Universe are threatened by dimensional energy that alters matter into other quantum states, a Klingon officer is transformed into a Klingon with the Discovery redesign. While a pretty straightforward interpretation of this shot is that he's being altered into a version of himself from a universe where more Klingons still look like this, others had a different interpretation. This sequence alone led many fans to proclaim Discovery had been erased from canon, and people in my audience sent me a litany of tabloid articles to this effect. I've defended my stance on this many times, but an interview with Lower Decks creator Mike McMahon admittedly introduced some complications. McMahon said, "Listen, I'm not going to tell the fans how to respond to anything. If you watch Fissure Quest, you can see the timelines across different realities are all messed up. Was I being a little stinker with that moment and knowing what I was doing? Yeah, I'm not dumb. It's also not firmly established. Another multiversal shift we saw is it turned into a Klingon sail barge. You can take that moment however you want, and talk to me about it in 10 years. Personally, I think this is not the best way to answer a question like this because it is kind of muddying the waters. But I do understand why he said it. It's clear McMahon has a disdain for Discovery, and listen, I'm right there with you. I didn't really care for the Klingon design nor various other elements of Discovery, and I thought it was pretty funny when Lower Decks took a shot at Discovery's depiction of Section 31.
Isn't Section 31 supposed to be like a big secret? I mean, why would we wear special comm badges that advertise who we are?
You could still be dead.
No, you know what? I like the badge.
But I've referenced the show countless times in my lore videos because it's always supposed to have been part of canon, and officially it still is. I think the benefits and the downsides of decanonizing Discovery are not as clear-cut as some people like to think. While the decision to make Michael Burnham a ward of Sarek is questionable, Strange New Worlds is a direct spin-off of Discovery, whose first episode deals with the consequences of the battle near Zahia with Control, which directly preceded Discovery's time jump to the far future. And the Strange New Worlds episode, Those Old Scientists, is a direct crossover with Lower Decks in what's presented as a closed time loop. It's also worth noting that, very famously, the Klingon's design has changed considerably throughout various iterations of Star Trek long before Discovery. So, temporal shenanigans aside, all of these events are supposed to be part of what is called the Prime Universe. But if questioning Discovery's canon status gets people to treat Lower Decks as the correct timeline, I'll take that W.